first of all, pardon, their leads are in the shadow right now, so if you see a string across my face, it's the dogs, not me. But yeah, so I wanted to talk to you about some of the complications and things that I run into, some of the things that make it harder, and some of the things that just make it absolutely amazing to have the dogs with me. So normally at the beginning of the day, my dogs are pretty much puppies. Rummy is 3 and Rex is a little bit over a year old. They do have a lot of energy, and sometimes on days where I have to go inside and go to meetings or go to work, things like that, they stay in the van for more time than they normally do when we're outside. So on those days, we go outside, we'll go to like the levee or a park or something, and we try to run about 3 miles. Granted, it has been extremely hot lately, so we haven't really gotten that full 3 miles, or at least in the time that we normally like to do. But I do that, and then I go to the gym in the morning, and I'll shower and do what I need to do there while they chill in the van. Then we move on to just what we do on a chill day. So days like today, the sunset right now is absolutely beautiful. I just love coming out here. That's why I'm sitting on the ground right now, is because I was watching the sunset. But I have these leads. Basically it's like a hard point that I put on my sliding door right up here, but then I have these 20-foot leads, and I just have 2 of them that connect on there, and literally it makes it to where I can outside, I can sit inside the van and do what I need to do, or play with them out here but not worry about them running off, because most places have laws that your dogs cannot be on a leash. So now, granted, they are quite dangerous, so be careful. Actually, I have this scar. I don't know if you could see it. Wait, I'll show you. I have this scar and this scar. I don't know if you can see that one. Both from my lovely dogs, and basically it's like this, I don't even know what this material is. It's like plastic, and sometimes when the dogs get really excited, they just run around and then yeah, it was quite painful, and it definitely won't be a permanent scar. So if you do happen to do that, be very careful of your legs. I have adapted a talent of like avoiding them and like jumping around, so that's been fun. Honestly, they give me so much freedom and let my dogs run around in places where we wouldn't necessarily be able to let them run around in, so it's really nice. Now, other than that, for the most part, everywhere I go, my dogs go with me, or they're in the van. So when we are not outside hiking, jumping in the lakes, camping, things like that, we are most of the time just sitting in parking lots, or I'll be in the gym per se, and the dogs will be in the parking lot, or when I have to go to the grocery store and things like that, obviously. Now granted, my dogs are getting their National Service Dog training, and they will be getting their actual license once they're able to pass the test, but until then, they have to stay in the van on occasions like that. Now I do have a 3000 IS Honda generator and a 5000 BTU window unit that works amazing. I didn't even really need a rooftop AC like I thought I did. This window unit is literally perfect, and it was a lot cheaper. With that being said, anytime I go to a parking lot, I just flip my generator on. It's super quiet. It's actually running right now. You could probably hear it a little bit, but it's nowhere near what I thought it was gonna be. And I just run that while I'm in the store. And I also have a little security camera, about a Ring cam, that I connect to a hotspot. I have a second phone that stays in here, and I can watch the dogs. So if there was an issue where the generator stopped working, or it ran out of gas, or something happened, I would be alerted. Like, the dogs would start moving, and it would alert me on my Ring camera, and I can talk to the dogs. I can make sure they're okay. I can talk to someone if they were to break into the van, which I doubt they would with these giant dogs to greet them at the front, and they're real scary when it's not me at the door. So it's really nice to have that, and basically having all those extra security measures and procedures that like I have put in place and routines that I've gotten so that I don't run into those issues and nothing happens to my dogs, because y'all, they're literally my whole world. That being said though, y'all, it does not come without its disadvantages and anxieties. I actually personally get a lot of anxiety when I'm bringing the dogs into like a new place that I haven't been before, or I'm not familiar with the area and I don't know, like, are there going to be a lot of people that are coming in? Are people going to want to play with them? If they get too excited, are they going to bark? And sometimes it gives me a lot of anxiety, so honestly I don't go to as many like outdoor, like dog friendly places as I could. I usually am just like, I'll get this food to go and we'll go to a park. Now granted, there are a few places that I love to bring the dogs and they usually do really good, and it's mostly just my anxiety talking. But that is definitely something that I ran into, that if I wouldn't had dogs while I was in the van, it would have made it a lot easier. But also, if I wouldn't have had dogs in this van, y'all, it would be so lonely. And I literally like enjoy their company so much. They are my best friends and the most reliable people, or you know, creatures that I've ever met. So I'm definitely very blessed to have them. Now, when I do go places, I do tend to look for areas that are dog friendly, or that I can have them outside. When I'm not in a place that has like a national park or a campground, I usually go to either parking lots with very large like grassy areas, or just regular parks. A lot of times, especially during school year, when kids are in school, the parks are super empty. And you can just like chill at the parks, and they're open at dusk and shut down at dawn. So that's really nice, and then I just go and find somewhere to park for the night. And usually by that time the pups are ready for bed anyway. Also have a crap ton of toys for them. I try to introduce them to them at like different times to keep them stimulated. I keep some in the van and then some are outdoor toys. I have lost a few because I forget to pick them up and then we leave and someone takes them and they're gone. But for the most part, I've done really good about keeping up with them. But it's very important to make sure that while you're not in the van, especially having them in a small space, that you're making sure that they are still stimulated and able to, you know, play around. I think that if they were older dogs, it would be a little bit easier and they would be a little bit more calm. But because of them being such young dogs, they definitely have a lot of energy. Okay, also y'all, so I kind of came up with this idea just as trial and error, but basically I have 2 dog bowls that I feed them in. Remy's is a little bit smaller and Rex is freaking huge. But my dilemma was, while Rex is a giant dog, he drinks like gallons of water a day, I couldn't have one of those like water jug, you know, water things, because it would spill, and if it continued to stay full while I was driving, that was just gonna be a mess all the time. But when I filled these up, they would kind of like, the water would splash and it would still get around. And so for a while I was really stumped and I was stuck cleaning up water messes all the time. But then I became a genius and I decided, and especially because they have these rubber bottoms, they don't slide within each other. And so basically I put the little one inside the big one, so if the water does splash, it just splashes into the second bowl. And then I can either dump it, and it usually keeps them clean too. But, and this one also has a rubber bottom, so it doesn't slide around the floor. But y'all, this doubled up method has literally saved my life, and it gives me the ability to make sure that they have water at all times. Another really big thing that I like to do is anytime the weather is nice or it's kind of cool, basically anytime we can survive without an AC, I really try to either find a body of water, even if it's a little bit hotter than we would prefer, or come outside, let them play in a field. I try to get out there and use those increments of perfect weather or a beautiful day to get their energy out. That's the most important thing. Your essentials are, you're going to want to make sure they have water, that they have food, and that they have somewhere to get their energy out, because especially with younger dogs, they're puppies and they are going to start to do things that you don't want them to do if they're cooped up in a tiny van the whole time. So it's very important that you use the van as the place that you sleep in your home, but with dogs and being on the road, the earth is your backyard and you need to utilize it as so. One last necessity that you will need if you have dogs is this bug net. Okay, y'all, it's Velcro. It comes with a Velcro strip, and you put that strip around your door, and then it Velcros to it, and the middle is magnetic, so it opens up like this. But it has been the best thing because I can leave my door open, have the leads coming out of this little slit right here, and I can watch them play no matter what time of day it is without the bugs getting in. Because y'all, when it's dark outside, or it's even starting to get dark, and you have a light on in here, let me tell you, you will begin to hate flies and mosquitoes. That is gonna be it for today. This was just a short little video on, things to consider when you're living in your van with dogs. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.